Congressman Army, Freedom Works, your organization, advocacy organization, getting together a lot of folks, coordinating a lot of the efforts to get people out for the protests. Do you bear some responsibility for the tone of the debate?
Not whatsoever. Not when you see the kind of extreme thing you just saw. You know, I had my differences with President Bush, George W. Bush. There's no doubt about it. They were well aware of that. But when MoveOn.org ran those ads that compared President Bush with Adolf Hitler, I thought it was despicable. They did do it. I'll show you the ad.
They never ran an ad that compared. MoveOn never ran an ad that compared.
Well, hold on. Finish your thought. And then
you're going to get your chance to talk. But I just looked at the MoveOn.org ad again this morning. It was a horrible thing. It was horrible to see this.
But I'm telling you, this is not any more significant than the same kind of things I heard when Bush was the president. But let's talk about
Mr. Tom,
what he said.
You made your comment. Tom, hold on. You made your comment. I never saw anywhere in the news a Democrat carry a picture to any kind of a rally with a picture of Adolf Hitler, putting him close to, with a characterization of Bush. Never saw that.
Yesterday, we played tape of a Republican congressman joking about lynching Democratic members of Congress. Now it's conservative national radio hosts calling the president Hitler, and conservative national television hosts joking about assassinating the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Right-wing media deliberately and systematically invoking both Nazism and political assassination. Hostile crowds consistently displaying Nazi symbolism at these demonstrations. The corporate-funded anti-reform movement using Hitler as a rhetorical weapon against the president and against Democrats in Congress. It's scary, of course, if they don't understand the implications of their actions. And it's much, much scarier still if they do. Do you think that calling the president a Nazi, calling the president Hitler, is an implicit call for politically motivated violence?
Yes, I do. In fact, what's really being said here is two messages. There's the message to the predominantly white, middle-aged crowds of people screaming at these meetings, trying to shut them down. But there's also a coded message to what I would call the Looney Tunes, the Fruit Loops on the side. It's really like playing Russian roulette. You put a cartridge in the chamber, you spin, and once in a while it goes off. And we saw that happen with Dr. Tiller. We've seen it happen numerous times in this country with the violence against political leaders, whether it's Martin Luther King or whoever it might be. We have a history of being a well-armed, violent country. And so really, I think that these calls are incredibly irresponsible. The good news is that it shows a desperation. The far right knows they have lost. They've lost the hearts and minds of most American people, for instance, who want health care. But they also know that they have a large group of people who are not well informed, who listen to only their own sources, and these people can be energized to go out and do really dreadful things. I'm afraid we're going to see it with some of our political leaders, and the Glenn Becks of this world literally are responsible for unleashing what I regard as an anti-democratic, anti-American movement in this country that is trying to shut down legitimate debate and replace it with straight-out intimidation.
The right-wing extremist Republican base is back. Now, desperate Republicans and their well-funded allies are organizing angry mobs. This mob activity is straight from the playbook of high-level Republican political operatives.
I think they're astroturf. You be the judge of carrying swastikas and symbols like that to a town meeting on health care.
So all of this is a diversion by the people who want to, frankly, hurt President Obama.
Put all these 100 people in a room, strap them into gurneys, inject them with sodium pentothal. How many of them would say, I don't like the idea of having a black president? What percentage? What percentage would say, I don't like having a black president?
I'm just guessing. This is just off the cuff. I think 45 to 65% of the people who appear at these groups.
This is about hating a black man in the White House. This is racism straight up. That is nothing but a bunch of tea-banging rednecks. And there is No way around that. And, you know, you can tell these type of right-wingers anything and they'll believe it except the truth.
On Fox News Channel, Bill O'Reilly not only attacked Dr. Tiller as a killer, but repeatedly called him a Nazi, which is a particularly resonant metaphor to people looking to hear that acting on their fantasies of violence against those with whom they disagree would somehow be seen as justified.
A couple questions. One, is it your contention, is it the White House contention, that the anger that some members of Congress are experiencing at town hall meetings, especially over health care reform, is manufactured? Is that?
I think some of it is, yes. In fact, I think you've had groups today, Conservatives for Patients' Rights, that have bragged about organizing and manufacturing that anger.
If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, if you can hear me, this crowd is not just here about health care, but they're here about a lot of issues that they're obviously upset about. Right now they're chanting, "Tell the truth." They've been talking a lot to me about what they think CNN should air.